Dear Sebastian, dear Minister, thank you for your visit to Poland and the extremely interesting talks, which testify to the close relation between Poland and France, both in the bilateral format as well as in the European Union and the Northern Alliance. We have the opportunity to approve the agreement between the French European company Airbus and the Polish Armament Agency to equip us with 2 reconnaissance satellites. This is an extremely important capability and opportunity to complement everything related to deterrence and early warning capabilities in both military and civilian dimensions. I'm very pleased that on the basis of cooperation with France, the Polish army will obtain such capabilities, which are important not only for army but for warning against natural disasters, which will be useful, for example, to the fire departments. From the moment the agreement is signed, Poland will have access to images provided by French satellites. Our cooperation concerns the acquisition of 2 satellites for Polish army, which we will have until 2027. That's when this process will end, but we will already start using the satellites' imaging. The contract also includes the provision of a ground receiving station that will use the images provided by the French satellites right now. Our satellites will be part of the same constellation, which will increase the capabilities of the whole project. Our conversation was also about cooperation. We are allies and friends. Our common history is hundreds years old. There are many fields of cooperation. Our conversation was also about support for Ukraine, which is resisting the Russian attack. We talked about what we can do together to support Ukraine and stop the attempts to rebuild the Russian Empire, so that the free world can prevent the tragedies that the Russian occupation brings. Thank you, Minister. Dear Mariusz, this is my first time in Poland, but it is worth mentioning that the Minister of the Armed Forces of France has not been in Poland for 6 years. We have a rich program for activities for year 23. Will be about security. I must emphasize that Poland and France are the countries of the European Union that do the most when it comes to strengthening the military. We have a lot in common from historical point of view, and nowadays we have many common views when it comes to security issues. Our signing of this agreement on satellites will significantly contribute to increasing the capabilities of the Polish side to recognize the situation on the ground. The current situation shows how important it is for each country to be autonomous and independent in assessing the situation. Therefore, this is an important strategic project. Space is becoming militarized and has a decisive impact on military operation and the success of combat operation. I can assure you that we will provide the best quality equipment. Of course, we talked about the situation on NATO eastern flank and France's involvement as a framework state in Romania and the deployment of our Rafale fighters to Poland. And this is strengthening of cooperation, interoperability, joint training will be part of the very important activities planned for 2023. We also discussed the issue of joint assistance to Ukraine. Poland is to be congratulated for its historic role in humanitarian and military assistance to Ukraine, especially in the matter of accepting refugees from that country. Tomorrow I will go to Kyiv to meet the Minister of National Defense of Ukraine, and we will talk about France's assistance to Ukraine. As we all know, Poland is logistical center for all the aid given to Ukraine. I will return to this topic again tomorrow in Kiev. We are also discuss the training offer, which will be an opportunity to strengthen our relations. We are also talked about the European Instrument for Peace, which is a special instrument to help us give aid. France has earmarked about €500 million for this fund, and I hope we will see the results next year. We also talked about the situation in Africa, which is worrying. We often ask questions about cooperation between the European Union and NATO, and this topic should be emphasized more. Once again, I thank the Deputy Minister for such a warm welcome and fruitful exchange of views.